Who? Hello and welcome back to Behind the Wall. While we continually wait for John Graham to make his first Cup start, we have yet another driver planning on making his Xfinity debut. And that is Tony Mrakovich. Mrakovich? I have no clue how to pronounce that last name. Also, I have no clue who he is. Typically, I don't pay attention to drivers in the ARCA series with some exceptions, but apparently this guy ran at Daytona this year, and I don't even remember seeing him on the leaderboard. So apparently this guy did good enough in ARCA to get his big break in the NASCAR and to drive in the Xfinity series. I don't know about you, but if I was in NASCAR, this is how I would handle my career. I'd start out in K&N, then move up to ARCA, then to the Truck Series, then to the Xfinity Series, and then finally make it to the Cup Series. That just seems right to me. But apparently, Tony Mrakovich thinks that moving up to the Xfinity Series with only 4 starts in the ARCA is a fantastic idea. I've never even heard of this guy before, and now he's getting to make his first Xfinity start before Todd Gilliland or Grant Enfinger or Myatt Snyder. You know, someone who actually has proven that they have talent. Oh, and don't get me the best. Oh, but he's had good runs and was going to get a good finish at Daytona, but he has a mechanical fail. I don't care. He's only made 4 starts. I need to see at least 10 before it can be determined if he's a good driver. His 4 starts don't do it for me. I need to see him run at least 10 races in the ARCA before I can see him if he's worthy of making his Xfinity debut. Tony Mrakovich hasn't shown me that he has the strength to compete against Michael Ned or Alex LeBay or even Garrett Smithley. All he's shown me is that he's a guy who's making his debut because of sponsorship. Oh no, I'm not joking. Unlike other guys that have shown that they are making their debut because of talent or that had sponsors announced later, Tony Mrakovich had his sponsor announced when the announcement was made. That just reveals that he isn't really making his debut because of his talent, but because of his sponsorship. And I typically am not a fan of guys who only get rides because they don't really perform well and are usually trash. It's why we don't like Ray Black Jr. But I haven't seen Tony Mrakovich race, so I can't really judge him yet. But if he performs decent, I might have another potential driver of interest in my mind. That alongside Ty Majeski, who I had no clue who he was until, Iowa of last year. If I had to guess, I think he'll perform around 20th or 30th at best. Keep in mind, this is the same car that Dylan Lupton drives, and we all know how he performs. I do think he'll make a bit of a name for himself, but I don't think he'll have a car that's able to contend for the win. But hey, who knows? He could prove me wrong. I do think that his results do show a little bit of promise, so I don't think he'll be terrible in his eventual career. I still don't know that I include who he is, though.